So you'll notice we're following this SCV as we get into the game because it's gone up fairly early. Spotting the top left corner of the map, looking to pay back some cheese with cheese. It's going to be the red Archon comprised of Demuslim and Bunny.
In the bottom right, as the teal Zerg Archon, it's Lambo and Targa.
Okay, so we'll see just which type of abuse this is. I'm hoping it's Reapers, because a lot of you guys haven't got to see them, and they're so stupid right now.
It is going to be Reapers. The other version would be not the 2 racks, but the 3 racks, if you send your SCV out that early. But then, of course, you have to send the Supply Depot SCV out, plus another SCV, because it is a 3 racks. So I've got that much money is available to you. But just a simple 1 proxy. Going to be out of the way of Overlords, no problem.
This is gonna be so fun to watch, guys.
Oh god!
You give a player like Demuslim control of those Reapers, they're gonna get a lot of work done. For those who don't know, Reapers have a new ability. They're the same in every regard that you know them from Heart of the Swarm, but they have a new ability where they can throw out a grenade that does 10 damage. Admittedly, not a lot of damage, but a huge knockback that comes with it that essentially crowd controls in the process. Now, I do want to explain something here. First off, big shout out to Flame_Water. Thank you for subscribing before the action begins. But we've been requesting no spoilers because I guess there's maybe some miscommunication between the stream delays. From what I understand, Rocketbeans is using less than us, and that's fine. We were asked to use 2 minutes, so thus we're using 2 minutes. But as it turns out, Gaming was asked to use 3 minutes, so they're using 3 as well. So I guess a couple of streams are having trouble with spoilers. And we're not even like demanding, we're just begging, please guys, don't do spoilers in chat. We don't want to ban people, so please don't make us.
Yeah. Well,
there's the grenade. Boom.
There's the grenade, yeah. They're also going very quickly into a factory. They got that second gas real quick, and I wonder what it was for. You know, they're not going to go into the
drops. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got to be Reapers and the tank drops. I mean, Reapers and the Banshees, I guess, isn't so much of a bad idea either, but I'm thinking tank drops as well. It's just that the other option would have been to just add on 5 more barracks and go mass Reaper. that's a cool option too.
The Aigas styles. We've seen Terran players make it work. That's how Aigas qualified for Legacy of the Ultras Take TV event. But some miscontrol of the Reapers. Gonna cost them 1, almost 2.
Oh, ooh. 1 job, Demuslim. This is why you're watering down your babies.
Woo! Shout out to Jopin, by the way, 9-month resub.
That could be funny.
Yeah, what if it's Bunny? Now Demuslim's just gonna feel insulted you brought that up.
What? But he's the one that made the joke. Not my fault.
Alright, Reaper's getting some more shots off here in the drones. I mean, okay, that's a cute little kill. This is a problem though, having lost that first. I think the rally is totally screwing him here too. Like, he needs to quit rallying through the natural. Because Reapers, of course, we all know that they snowball in regular situations. In Legacy of the Void situations, they can snowball even worse. But it is going to be tank drops. Teal Archon has full vision of this thanks to these 2 Overlords.
You think?
Yeah, well,
I think they're missing, you know, like a section in the top left that they may or may not have a supply depot. Just kidding. They're able to get away with it because they know that the 1 rack that's out.
Did the Reaper see the gas? No. Oh. So they spent so much time dicking around on the left side of the cliffs before dying. He never actually saw the gases. So they don't know that this is like straight to 2 base muta, and which makes this tank drop the worst possible opening to go with.
Yeah, well, that's it's unfortunate, but even if they hadn't started losing the Reapers, I'm not even sure they would have scouted anyways, because you gotta get out of there after a certain point, unless you are going for the 6 racks Reaper. You know, then you can take on speedlings no problem.
Yeah, but he's gotta use this to defend with, which sucks. I mean, this is really supposed to be causing some damage.
Yeah. And, you know, Lings, they, as long as they're not bulked up, they do okay against tanks. They can, of course, chase the tanks and stop them from... Did you kill an SCV with that?
He actually friendly fired this a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just very annoying, and it's also buying time for Teal Archon to get to their Spire. But what's funny is I'm not saying they don't... Like, the Spire is going to be the best way to deal with this, of course, but the Queens do a good enough job if there's more than, like, 2. Like a couple of transfuses. If 2 tank drops come, then it gets a little bit messy, but until then, Queens are perfectly fine to hold against this.
Yeah. I thought that creep slug wasn't supposed to happen anymore. I thought I saw it for a sec.
it's not happening as badly, but it's still covered by creep when it goes on, just not like hidden ninja style.
Hidden ninja style. This is a really interesting follow-up. So I guess they knew it was going to be the faster mutas. They go for Liberators. Now, Liberators are not bad. They're new, and they're still being figured out. Unlike every other unit... Unlike every other unit that's been introduced to the game, it's not something that comes in as broken. It's not something that's inherently strong. But it is good versus mutas. It's a little bit cheaper and easier to get than a Thor, and of course more mobile. What a lot of folks don't know, though, is for its attack to ground mode, you actually have to research that in the tech lab. It does not come built in.
Yeah. Honestly, the Liberator is the least OP unit they've ever introduced initially. Ravagers are OP, Lurkers are too good, Cyclones are too good, Warhounds, okay, Adepts weren't good enough, but the point is, Liberator, yeah, got good. The Liberator looks powerful if you ever see it have that attack to ground and people and units are in it. Then it looks OP. But there are so many ways that you're not in the line of sight. It's hard to control.
Oh, this is bad. He's gotta run.
Split mutas. You can just basically avoid Liberators, to be honest, and be perfectly okay.
If they fight near a turret, they're actually going to win this fight really well. If they fight away from the turret, if they get baited away,
run! It's
going to be pretty bad. Again, like, this is kind of like when you see mutas, if they magic box versus a Thor, they can spread out versus the Liberators. I mean, Liberator damage, keep in mind, is it's 7 times 2, so 14 damage a shot. It's not bad, especially because of splash, but it's not great versus single target.
Yeah. So mass mutas will still do well against Liberator-based builds.
Yeah, when
but they're not really... Yeah, when spread. They're not really that massed up yet, but even so, like, I mean, there wasn't even that many mutas, but they can on top Liberators once, and they're surprisingly not very tanky.
There's that pounce. And I don't think they lost a single muta, but okay, never mind, I take that back.
No,
4 did die. But a lot get out alive, just barely. It looked worse than it was. The thing about this, though, and we discovered this from playing first hand with Nathanius, honestly, if you can mix in 2 to 3 Vikings, 1 Thor, it doesn't take much to complement the Liberator and turn it into something that's overpowered, but on its own, it's not. It needs something to assist it.
Yeah. Honestly, like, okay, Terran Archon looks like it's gonna lose. Straight up, like, they're not looking so hot. But I think if they do, it's because they're playing way too fancy. Like,
yeah, it's almost like they're trying too hard to use the new units when really it's perhaps not a necessity. I mean, keep in mind, the Cyclone was nerfed. We brought this up slightly earlier. The upgrade they're going for right now simply increases the range of it, but it still can't lock onto air yet. Once they have the upgrade for that through the Fusion Core, Cyclones are your catch-all, deal-with-everything unit. But sadly, they will not assist versus the Mutalisks at all right now. And this turret coverage is not bad, but it's getting to the point where the Mutas are not going to be scared of these turrets.
Yes, to a scary point. The Roaches are going to make sure that a third is never taken, and honestly, they might even be able to end the game. So I'm just going to stop this first.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We do have that Cyclone Air upgrade finally coming out, by the way, so thank goodness for that. Wait. Oh, I guess... I thought there was Fusion Core. Oh, there was Fusion Core. Never mind, take that back. I didn't see that being built, actually. But... yes, these will now be able to attack air, they'll be able to attack ground. The biggest deal, of course, is that no matter what they're attacking, they can kite it fairly easily. And let's say it's Roach Hydra en masse under the mutas. Let's say these are not even a single other Mutalisk will get made this game, which is unlikely. Cyclones and Hellions are a great combination to deal with Roaches and Hydras, as long as you've got room to kite. But is he going to have the time for it? That's the big question. Will there be time to get the amount of units necessary? Because that army supply is 34 to 80. That army supply is not that great.
You're just gonna magic box it over those Thors, make them look kind of stupid. Cyclone would love to be helpful, and honestly it would be if it had about 6 of its buddies with it.
That is like it's got the reverse gears on or something. Can't figure out how to go forward. SVs are going to go for the big repair. Hellbat's trying to transform while this goes on. A couple of the mutas getting shot down by the Cyclone lock-on ability, and of course Cyclones have some pretty decent auto-attack damage, shooting for about 20 per shot, but it's not the same as the lock-on. It's not the same rate of fire. Demuslim and Bunny, I guess you guys can be looking forward to the fact that there is a loser's bracket to this Archon Cup. But unfortunately, it looks to be that's where our Terran players are headed.
Yeah, it does. It's so surprising. I really thought that they would be I didn't think either one was going to look too OP. I did mention that this was pretty balanced when we first got introduced in the last game. But if it was going to be in Terran's favor. Like, they would get to the Archon or the Cyclone thing, and they would look stupid. And we'd be like, look, we told you. To have the Zerg player make that look super simple was not what I was expecting at all.
No, in fact, we've seen